I'd like to show you a little bit about how to find books to use in research projects. Students have a tendency to forget that books are still out there, but remember they may well be good sources for you. Um, I think a lot of students think that, oh, they're long, they don't want to read 300 pages. Well, remember that most books, especially nonfiction books, will have indexes, so you can use that to cut down on the reading that you need to do. Also, the one of the big advantages of books is their credibility. The books that you get in an academic library have been, the writer's work has been vetted by the publisher, who has checked things and made sure that the writer is, knows what they're talking about. And as well, the book itself has probably been well reviewed, and the academic library has chosen to buy it. So it's a lot different using a book than going on to Google and just pulling up some, third grader's report or some nutcase's opinions out of Wichita, Kansas, or wherever the nutcases live. Okay, so as a BCC student, at least for the summer, you do have access to the BCC libraries. In order to borrow books from the library, you would need to have your Access BCC card activated as a library card, which is a simple procedure, but it does require that you go into one of the campuses. There's a little postcard that you fill out with some contact information. It takes about 2 minutes. If you're a regular BCC student who will be attending classes in the fall and you haven't already done that, I'd encourage you to do that as soon as you can. So to search for books in the BCC online catalog, you would get into the libraries part of the BCC website. There are a lot of ways to get in. The quickest one is just this link here. It's also under students and under academics, I think, as well, but this one link will bring you here. So we get here to their basic search page. What comes up is the default is a book search, so you can do that here. Suppose we're looking for military robots. Now you could search by author or title, but usually if you're doing a research project, you'll have a topic or keywords to search for. So we'll put those in and click search and see what comes up. Okay, so we get 31 results. These results are sorted initially by relevance, that is, the computer's trying to guess which is the closest to what you might be looking for. You may want to switch that to pub date, especially for a topic like this where you would want something that was fairly recent, unless you were looking at the historical beginnings of the use of robots in the military. That technology is changing very rapidly. So as we can scroll down here and see what we have. This looks promising until you notice that it's only 48 pages. And if you look down here at the call number, it has a J here, which is an indication that this is a juvenile, that is a children's book. So this is probably not useful for a college level research project. The date also is 2007, which is probably too old. Amazing Military Robots is also a juvenile book. The page number and the J call number tips you off to that. See if we can find something that might be possible. Here's a longer book. This calls itself a reference handbook. So if you wanted technical information, this looks like it might be a good choice. You can look down here to see the libraries that hold it. We don't have it at BCC. But as BCC is part of the sales network, so we have listed in the catalog here the other sales libraries that do have it. So East Bridgewater, maybe Mansfield, and Pembroke have the book. Now you don't have to get in your car and drive to those places. You can click on this place hold, and it will ask you for your barcode or your PIN number. The barcode, again, you have to have your library card activated in order to do this, but once you activate it, you'll just flip it over and put in the barcode. It starts, I think, 2277700 or something like that. with 6 more numbers. Your PIN is not your Access BCC password. Your PIN for the library purposes is the last 4 digits of the telephone number that you give them when you fill out that little postcard with your contact information. If you click this login, then it will let you place a hold. What that will do is send out an electronic request for the book to be sent. The default is to send it to the BCC main campus, to the library there, but you have available a drop-down menu of different libraries, so you can have it sent to another public library that's closer to your house and more convenient, or you could send it to the BCC at New Bedford or Attleboro. Once the book comes in, and if the book is on the shelf, as these indicate that they're on the shelf, it should only take a day or two for it to come in. There's a van that goes around and delivers books from one place to another. Once the book comes in, you'll get a call from the library. They'll tell you that your book is in, and you have up to 10 days to go pick it up, or they'll ship it back to where it came from. Okay, so that's searching for library books. You also may want to try out Amazon. Not that I want you to pay for research books, but the search capabilities in Amazon are more flexible than the libraries. In library catalog, there's a list of subject terms that the Library of Congress has come up with, and if you don't have one of those terms, or you don't phrase things in quite the right way, you might miss a book that you might be able to pick up on Amazon. Then once you find it on Amazon, you'll have an author and a title. You can go back to the library, research using that author or title, or if it's a book that really looks useful, and this is a long-term research project that you're doing, BCC does have a interlibrary loan program where if you can give the author here, I'll jump around and show you what you would do. If we find something on Amazon, we can go here to interlibrary loan, and it lets you either for periodical magazine journal articles or for books. You can click in and it gives you a form to fill out with the author and title and as much information as you have about the book. And they will find the book for you anywhere in the country that they can find it and have it shipped. It does take a little bit of time. Can be 7 to 10 days, so this would be a long-term research project. But they will have it shipped to the library. They'll call you and tell you it's in. And again, this is a free, well, if you consider your tuition pays for it, let's put it that way. Okay, so back to Amazon. So we'll try a book search because I don't want to be searching from actual military robots, which Amazon no doubt probably sells. We'll do military robots and drones, sure. Okay, so we get some books here. Some of these beginning programming for dummies, that won't do. So suppose this one is something that you wanted to take a look at. Looks similar to that other one in terms of being a reference handbook. Expensive, so don't pay for it. But you do have the option in Amazon to look inside. So it could be sometimes that if you want just a little bit of information, many of the publishers now are letting you look inside the book. So you may be able to get a quote or some, fact or two from the introduction, say, of a book just by going to the Amazon page. What I asked you to do in the exercise, the research finding and evaluating research sources exercise. If you haven't already read those instructions, you might want to stop this video and go check those out. What I asked you to do in that was, if you find some book sources, to link to the Amazon page, because then the person evaluating your source will have an opportunity to probably, or may have, an opportunity to look inside the book to find out some information about the author. And they also will have access to reviews that have been done. I wouldn't go by the customer reviews, but there may be published reviews of the book that will give some indication of the credibility of the author and the value of the source. Okay, so what I asked you to do was to put a link to the book. So let me just show you how to do that. So we're going to grab the URL. So you highlight that URL, and I'm going to Control C to copy it, or you could right click to copy it. And then I'm going to go over here to the assignment. So the exercise on finding and evaluating sources is here on this link. And if we get here, so basically what this exercise asks you to do is to pick one of these topics. It may be the one that you did for Essay 2, or it could be another one if you're bored with that and want to look at something else. And what I've set up here are Google Docs. Now I'll do another video to show you a little bit more about Google Docs, but I just want to show you the linking part of it here. So you click here on this Google Doc about the military. I see Mike has already jumped in to do something. And he's got links here. I'm just going to go down and show you how to do the link part. Let me see, what was the title of that book again? Military Robots and Drones. So what you're going to type is the title of the book. We have the URL pasted, remember. Now we don't want to just paste that because that would give us this big ugly URL. We want to instead highlight this title, and then you click on this icon here, which is supposed to look like a chain link. Get it? So you click on that, and that opens up a box that lets you paste the link. So I can do a Control V to paste that and apply, and that makes that a hyperlink, so that this is something that you could click on. If you click on here, it pulls up the link and it brings you to the link. So it has the advantage of being much neater looking. You're not seeing that ugly URL, but it also is functional and will let you will bring you to the source, to the page. That hyperlinking you also should be doing on your blogs. It works the same way on the blog. There's the same sort of icon here, so you type out the title of the article, you click on the link, and paste the URL that you've previously grabbed. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this. Notice one thing about Google Docs. Notice that they've already saved this. You don't have to save this document. It automatically saves as you type. So that's an advantage of Google Docs. Now I'm going to get rid of this, delete that, and so it's going to save that. Okay. All right, so that's just the basics on finding books. Do, especially if you are not used to thinking of books as sources, do get in and navigate your way around the online catalog. Do try an Amazon search and see what you can come up with. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.